Furitek has done it again with another RTR brushless crawler. The brushless motor is God's gift to the RC community, yet the option has historically been cost prohibitive. In the old days, you'd have to spend $150 for a brushless ESC and motor on top of your already $150 build to get that brushless control, speed, and torque. But now, because of releases like the Furitek Fury Wagon and Katana, you can get a reasonably priced brushless crawler now. Is brush cheaper? Yes. But does brushless give you a better experience? It also makes you signal that you're the coolest alpha male at the RC meet because you racked up more credit card debt than the new guy over there? Also yes. Sit back, grab a snack, and let's review the Furitek Rushmore. Furitek called their last release, the Katana, a work of art in motion. I reviewed it and it was pretty good, but it wasn't beautiful enough for me to open my wallet and lower my credit score for. If they decided to produce a body that tantalizes my personal fashion tastes, oh shoot, I might have to tell the wife I'm going to add a 14th mini crawler to my collection. Maybe I can hide this one from her. The collection's big enough. I already have a red truck. It looks like the other one. She'll never know. But, I mean, look at it. It's the perfect mix of kinda a Ford and kinda an International. I'm kinda glad that it looks like an International a little bit because I am too manly to admit I like Ford. The molded front grille is always a welcome addition, and it comes across as more scale and genuine than the angry, not a Jeep, because copyright trademarks grille that was on the Katana. I really enjoy the two-tone theme of this paintwork, complete with that lovely matte paint to simulate a removable roof on this model. The tail lights are also a molded part, and the wheels see a return of those hub covers that conceal those dirty wheel nuts. Because nobody wants to see that. This body has body clips instead of the really cool latch and hinge that was on the Katana, but as someone who competes with my crawlers, body clips are the best mounting technique for a reliable hold. Not magnets, not Velcro, and not even these like cool clips that Traxxas and the Katana had. I believe the tires on this model are slightly smaller in diameter than the previous releases, which help out with lowering this machine's center of gravity. They're pretty okay, I guess. They have a good tread pattern. I didn't find them exceptionally grippy, though. I think the truck needs to be a little bit heavier to figure out what kind of grip these tires have. Now, that was a lot of talk with the aesthetic appeal of this little machine, but for good reason, because underneath it's nearly all the same as the Katana. Got that same brushless 3450 kV Venom Outrunner motor, the same oil-filled shocks, and the same wheels, and the same portal axle drivetrain that's in the CR18 platform trucks. I think the biggest change over the Katana and the Fury Wagon seems to be this aluminum chassis. The shock mounting positions are different from the Katana and seem to offer fewer options for the shock configuration to benefit having a little bit prettier shape, in my opinion. Now, that being said, even though there are all of these options to mount the shocks, you're going to need to buy some like lock nuts and a couple washers to get the shocks in the right spot because the shocks are actually mounted to the body mounts and not any of the shock positions, which is kind of strange. Those chassis rails do offer a 5-degree skid plate angle, which helps the truck brake over sharp ridges a little bit easier than having a flat one. And when it comes to equipment and tunability, this Rushmore offers much of what us microcrawling enthusiasts want to do to our Axial SCX-24 trucks, but as a ready-to-run package, right out of the box. So, without further ado, let's talk a little bit about how this machine drives. There's a lot more here to the Furitek Rushmore's performance. The benchmark that many of you are familiar with is the Axial SCX-24, and to no surprise, this platform is much better on the rocks than a stock Axial SCX-24. In my experience with the cost difference between this and the Axial SCX, you would only be able to make the Axial as good as this is right out of the box. Don't get me wrong, The SCX-24 is amazing in the fact that with enough money and tuning, you can make one climb a vertical wall of ice. But with this Furitek, you are getting supreme performance right out of the box. The track width is rather wide for a crawler of this size, partly due to the portal axle setup, so the side hill and hill descent capabilities are pretty good for an RTR. They could be better, but hey, you know, plastic wheels. The truck sits a little bit high because of the portal axles, but the decision to put a Lexan body instead of a hard body keeps the center of gravity kind of reasonable. The shock absorbers are nicely tuned, especially compared to the FMS crawlers. Oil shocks can have too much resistance, but these are perfect for the weight of this truck. It adds a lot of flex, and it makes the truck crawl over the rocks quite nicely. The motor and transmission sit relatively far forward, which helps distribute the weight to the front and helps the truck balance better over steeper climbs. The only thing that I really wish is that the battery were mounted closer to the transmission instead of over the rear axle. That would improve its climbing a lot, and I was still able to tip it over. Honestly, with the set of metal or brass wheels, a gear set to overdrive the front tires a little bit, and some aftermarket tires by RC 4-wheel drive, you could have a relatively simple and competitive RC NCCA Class 2 competition crawler on your hand. That being said, I did discover the weak point of all these CR18P chassis vehicles. I actually broke, this is not my truck, and I actually broke the front drive shaft on it. And that is a combination of these drive shafts being kind of fragile, and that whenever you step up to brushless powertrain, it's gonna have a lot more torque than a brush setup. So you'll be able to break it. I got it stuck in a twig and twisted the drive shaft right off because I should have just walked up to it. That being said, that can be remedied with a metal drive shaft, which I think many of the aftermarket ones, there are options to put metal drive shafts on this. But I would say do that. I've broken that. I know people that have broken the CR18P and all the Furitek stuff drive shafts, so that's just one of the things. I want to talk about this product as a whole. Like, who is this for, right? It's going to be more expensive than an axial SCX-24, so it's not even necessarily the cheapest thing that you see when you walk into a hobby shop. You could probably buy, well, the Traxxas Slash used to be $200, so $199, and it's bigger, it's seemingly more exciting, and even though I'm a proponent for crawling, it's kind of a tough sale, right? Because they've obviously wanted to make an entry-level brushless truck, but all the people that have converted to brushless, they have metal wheels, they have a nicer thing. I don't know, in the case of me, I kind of want this, and so when I buy one, I'm not sure. After driving it, it doesn't offer anything that I already don't have, besides this great looking body, don't get me wrong. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting proposition that you could start with a brushless, but you know, like many people buy a mini crawler RTR because, you know, it's one of their first ones. I'm not sure who this exactly is for. I don't own a CR18P yet. Is the other thing too. Some of the stuff that comes in the box, you get this strange programming card that I didn't want to mess with, and if you want to see more about this, go check out my friend, the Shop Mini RC, where he goes really deep into this machine. I think he takes stuff apart. He shows you the programming card. It doesn't have a Bluetooth module like some of the other Furitek stuff does, which in our opinion is a step in the wrong direction. And it comes with this Fly Sky radio, which I quite like. I love these. They come with all the FMS stuff, and you can adjust them. They're nice and small, so they don't take up a lot of space in your backpack and all that stuff. I especially like them that they're small, because when you start having lots of RC cars, all the transmitters start piling up. What? Yeah, but all in all, I think this is a wonderful looking crawler. It definitely appeals to the eyeballs, and it's pretty neat. It offers a lot for what I presume is going to be its cost. At the time of filming, I don't know what it's going to cost, but the Katana was somewhere around $199 or something. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Casey from Casey's Cozy Garage. Go follow me on Instagram down below. Go buy RC cars, go buy parts. But remember, enjoy responsibly. I hope that you have a good day.